Hello friends, Mali Pontadith here, CEO of the SOAR Community Network and co-founder of the SOAR Community Nebula. Our goal this year is to interview 1,000 champions of change, or change agents as we like to call them. And today we have Eileen Giovia. Eileen Giovia with us. Thank you so much for being a part of our initiative, Eileen.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here.
Thank you. Well, we always like to start off by asking you to introduce yourself and let our audience know a little bit more about the work that you do in the world.
Sure. I'm Eileen Giovia, and by trade, I've been in healthcare IT. I'm a cancer thriver, and I recently lost my brother to brain cancer. And what I do, I actually lost my job in September, which was almost a blessing in disguise, not financially, but it's allowed me to do what I've been wanting to do for the last, 4 years or so. It started just as greeting cards, and very quickly I realized, no, I need to do more. I'm not reaching enough people.
Tell us more about these greeting cards.
So the greeting cards that I created are kind of sarcastic humor. Those going through cancer will appreciate. One thing that struck me was while, all the people that reached out to me and sent me greeting cards while I was on my cancer journey was great, the sunshine and rainbows really got to me because I really needed to laugh and I needed people to help me smile. And when my brother was dying, of course, I couldn't cure his cancer, but I smile at the memories of all the times I made him laugh out loud because it made a difference.
Well, Eileen, it really struck me when we met several months ago at a conference, the I Manifest conference, and you reached out to me at the end there, and we talked about the importance of humor and laughter, even when things around us are falling apart. And I just had a great vibe with you because of our shared background with having loved ones who obviously were going through cancer. Some of them did not make it through. Some of them are still living with cancer. And I wanted to make sure that we featured you as a community champion or change agent because throughout your own grieving process, you were out there trying to help other families and siblings, other members of the community who are experiencing cancer at some level have moments of reprieve where they can laugh, where they can enjoy sarcasm in the midst of pain. And that is really something instrumental, right? To have people understand there are different ways to go through difficult times. So as we move into the interview, I would love for you to share some examples or experiences of kindness and compassion that was bestowed upon you that helped you realize that there are conscious people and leaders and just great-hearted souls who have shifted perhaps the way that you think or how you operate in this world. Can you share some examples?
Sure. When I was diagnosed with breast cancer 5 years ago now, I was astounded at the number of people that supported me and helped me, and my family, whether it was my children or my daughter is the youngest, and my son was in his first year of college, and my daughter was in her second year of high school, and just people getting her to games or what have you, people providing meals, or just offering and being by my side. Whether I wanted it or not, especially my husband, it was amazing. And everyone that touched me was affected by my cancer. It wasn't just about me. It was about my family, my friends, my neighbors. It was amazing.
When you think of community champions and change agents in your world, what characteristics or attributes come to mind? What do you admire about them, and what's kind of the common thread?
Really compassion, empathy, selflessness. I considered myself so fortunate and so lucky I was so grateful to have that, and not everybody does. So and it's not always something that people are aware of or that people address. And we do need to do more of making that known. It's people shouldn't be embarrassed for asking for help. They need to feel empowered to do so.
How are you empowering people, Eileen? How are you using your life experiences and lessons? Although some were painful, there are also some very powerful, triumphant moments in your life as well. How do you utilize all of those things that have been offered to you in this life to pay it forward, to support causes that matter to you?
So I initially, like I said, started, thought the greeting cards, okay, I'm going to make somebody on the journey smile. However, I quickly learned those shopping for cards may not, those wouldn't be the cards they're looking for because they're not the one with cancer and they may not understand. And so I decided I need to speak. I need to tell my story because if I don't, how am I going to help anyone? And that will allow me to reach more people. I was recently published in Girl Friday magazine, and it reached so many people, and so many people have reached out to me saying, "Oh, thank you so much. My husband's going, has cancer, and he keeps saying, I need people to help me smile. My best friend, I just got back from Sloan Kettering with her. She doesn't want the pity. Another person reached out to me on a Facebook group, um, looking to talk to somebody who's been there to get that support. I had a lovely conversation with her and eased some of her, stress and nervousness, and could prepare her a little bit. And oddly enough, she didn't necessarily have all the family support. Um, so I was able to connect with her, and it was wonderful. It was wonderful.
Eileen, when you need to get through these tough times in life, is there a philosophy that you live by, or a motto, or a particular quote that empowers you, that uplifts you?
Um, yes, and it kind of makes me smile. Um, Well-behaved women rarely make history because there are rules and just standards in our society that doesn't make it right. And everybody's always so serious. It's like, oh, she has cancer. Like people don't even want to say it out loud, um, or make a joke. And it's what people need. So it's okay to make some noise.
That's fantastic. I love that. Can you repeat that again, just because I love it so much?
Well-behaved women rarely make history.
That's fantastic. Eileen, there's one other question that's very important for me to ask, because it gives a chance for all of our change agents that we interview to share their perspective on what a better world might look like. So what does a better world look like through your eyes?
Um, I think there's so much hate right now in our world. That seems to be getting better. Now, maybe that's because it's more publicized more. I don't know. Um, just hate because of the color of someone's skin or their race or their nationality or their background. Um, and oh, what a world it would be if we just looked at each other as people and paid it forward. That's the ideal dream world, right? We're all people. We're
I know,
all men and women, boys and girls, you know.
Eileen, it sounds so simple when we say those words, right? Looking at each other just as people, and getting to the true essence of what humanity is and what humanness means, right? Just we all want a sense of connection, and
Right,
yet it's so hard to create experiences where people from different backgrounds come together
right.
and connect. It's just so interesting that this is happening in our world. Anyway, I loved your quote. Definitely, well-behaved women. We have to make sure that we shake it up a little bit and make this
Yes.
happen. Eileen, can you let us know how people can certainly learn more about your initiative, learn more about you, and connect with you?
Sure. I created an organization called Heal and Deal. So I have a website at thehealanddeal.com, and I'm on Instagram and Facebook as well. And I'm also, you mentioned about, the humanity in general. Um, there's no date set yet, but there's a international Her Story Women's Empowerment Conference. People, women all over the world connecting and sharing their stories.
That's fantastic. Well, we'll make sure that we list exactly the information where they can connect with you and learn more about that. Thank you again for being a part of our initiative and for your time today.
Thank you so much, Molly.
You're very welcome. For those tuning in, thanks so much again for tuning in and watching as we interview these incredible souls out there doing great things. If you're interested in nominating yourself or someone in the community that's making an impact, or if you want to learn more about the platform itself and all the benefits, please visit nebula.soar, S-O-A-R, communitynetwork.com. That's nebula.soarcommunitynetwork.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you very, very soon. Take care, everyone.